Yo, yo, yo. Can you hear me? How do I sound? Do I sound alright? Oh, no, I don't think I ever. Fuck. Do I sound alright, guys? I don't think I even have the window open to hear for myself. Wrong one. How do I sound, guys? Do I sound alright? Let me see. Okay, I sound fine. Good. Let me ask you a question. I wanted to ask you guys this as well. You hear tapping? You hear the tapping. I didn't hear it when I listened myself. Hold on. Oh, wait, this is the wrong one. Hold on, let me see. Ooh, you're right. Wait, are you right? This? Hold on. That shouldn't be. All right, hold on a second. That's weird. Okay, hold on, guys. Is that better? That should be better. Can you still hear it? Let me see. I have to get rid of this. Get rid of this. Let me hear is it breaking up? Gone now. I think it's gone now, thank God. Okay, good. You know what's really strange? And this has never happened before. This is why I was so confused. Uh, Both microphones were picking me up simultaneously, which was very strange. That's why I sounded okay, but you could hear my tapping on the keyboard as well. That has never fucking happened before. Woo. Anyway, I want to ask you guys a question. Somebody asked in chat. I can't go back. I don't know who asked it, but somebody asked me if the last live stream is going to remain up. Am I going to private it? Right now, it's still live. It's not private. I wanted to ask your guys' opinion. What do you think? I'll give you my opinion first, then you tell me your opinions. I think it should remain live just because of the information and the opinions that were shared in that live stream. I think it's important for it to remain up. Although I know an argument could also be made that it furthers to give attention and negative is, a-okay. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's the best idea to keep it live or should I make it private? What do you think? Yeah, I mean that's my immediate thought is to leave it up. Just because I think it's important. Not only the opinions that were shared, but the the train of thought and just everything. I think it's important to leave up. Half-Light says, "Keep it up. People will be asking where he's gone." Okay, good. It seems like everybody seems to agree to keep it up. All right, good. Okay, then we all agree. We're going to keep it up then. Opal says, "Yeah, leave it up. It's a record of good housekeeping by the." And I just want to say thank you to Sam, and not only to my mods, but thank you to everybody who is aware that I'm not aware of everything that goes on. And just, I want to say thank you for making me aware. Thank you to those who have come into my DMs with good intentions. What I'm saying only applies to those with good intentions. But thank you to everybody who has come to me with good intentions, trying to make me aware of things going on and the fruitless nature of, I don't even know, showing kindness to some people. I'll say this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and I've said it many times in the live stream, but one of the most, um hold on. One of the most disturbing parts for me to learn is that it seems as though the positive attention was never gonna be good enough. It seems as though actual support was never gonna be good enough, you know? I don't even think I was being defensive about it. I don't agree that I was being defensive about it. I was just I became not even defensive, but it was really unfair when people were trying to hold me accountable for his behavior because that did occur. That did occur. There's a different way to communicate things. You know, you will perceive it very differently if somebody comes to you and says, "I don't feel comfortable because of this, this, and this." If they tell you, "Oh, I feel a certain way about this." But what was really unfair is when people would come to me and say, "This person is engaging in this behavior. You need to do something about it." That's what was unfair. That's what was really unfair, you know? Lynn the Cinecon says, I don't think we should continue to talk about this, especially in this live stream. Damaru says, Donna did try to tell you, but I believe you were probably being too defensive to hear her out because of the messenger and how it was related to. No, no, no. I engaged with Donna Morte on Twitter and I still stand by everything I said. I'll tell you, my mistake was that I did not watch the video. I didn't watch the video myself. I was only listening to what Donna Morte said themselves, like what happened. My mistake was not watching the video myself because if I had, I would have immediately understood the feelings, especially just because of the smug attitude. That's what it is. Tamaru says, "Yeah, that's what I mean." Yeah, but I didn't not watch the video because of the messenger. I just didn't watch the video because I was just going on based on what she said instead. I should have watched the video. I would have felt differently and I probably would have responded differently if I had watched the video. Not necessarily, Daimaru. Not necessarily. I'll be honest. The reason why I didn't watch the video is because I was communicating at a time where I couldn't watch the video. So what I was doing at the time, I could type and do things if it was silent, but I was not in a place like on my phone. I could not do what I was doing and watch a live video at the same time. So no. But I'm glad that I eventually did watch the video. I should have done it immediately. I should have waited to have an opinion and an interaction until I had watched the video. All right, anyway, let's talk about the situation at hand. I don't even know if we should I don't know, maybe should we? Hold on, let me put it on screen. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that he was going to do a part 2. I didn't realize that Gaining Ground has a part 2. Like I guess he's going to react to the rest of that fucking ridiculous live stream of negs about me. Anyway, okay, hold on. Let me share this screen. Here we go. All right. I don't know exactly where it is, but so the point is I was right. Like, the main point of all of this, and I hope what people realize, what certain people realize, is that having a different opinion, and especially an opinion about DC Media Girl under the circumstances, like, I will never understand why this space people take a differing opinion like an act of war. Do you know what I mean? And how hard certain and specific people went against me, trying to tell me that I was wrong, that DC was talking about somebody else, and that my assumptions were so ridiculous and malicious in and of themselves, and gaining ground. And I thank you for admitting this, Gaining Ground. I did not know this. Gaining Ground admits in his live stream, he admits that it was him that DC was talking about. And another thing, and I wish I knew exactly like the timestamp so we could watch it and listen to it together. And I might try to find it. That's why I have it on the screen. But something Gaining Ground also says is that the moment, I think he said he was exercising or doing something and he was watching DC's stream, the one that I reacted to. Even Gaining Ground said the moment that he heard DC use the words friends and alliances, he texted Belinda because he knew that there was going to be backlash as a result of her using those words. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? Not only was I right, but it's like the assumptions that I and others had were obviously with reason. And even Gaining Ground himself knew immediately that that was going to. So again, I'll say it makes me question the intention behind using those words, you know? And it's also very interesting to me as well. Like, I was keenly aware that DC Media Girl has been very active in Gaining Ground's live streams, but the moment that he is about to call out her man, of course, she's nowhere to be found. You know what I mean? I would really hope, you know, I would hope that DC would be willing to participate in that conversation. Like, why isn't she? Why isn't she willing to participate in that conversation? And the truth is I don't know for sure that she had malicious intent by using those words. But like I said, that was my opinion. That was my assumption. Many others had very similar opinions and assumptions because of who she's been. And again, it also, it really, it's very interesting as well. Everything that we've seen here today with, DC and Negs trying to bring my name into and try to blame me for the dirty deeds of another. It's all very interesting. It all paints quite a fucking picture, let me tell you. Petty Enigma says DC is deceptive and a user. Gigi has addressed it, has Belinda. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the point, Petty Enigma. This is the point that I was trying to make in both of those live streams. And I said it in so many different ways, so many different times. And, even the first time that me and Gaining Ground did a live stream together, I don't do you guys remember what the topic was? I don't remember necessarily what the topic was, but do you remember when DC was in my chat for the first time and it was me and Gaining Ground on panel together, and people were getting so angry saying that, oh, now we're best friends with DC. Do you guys remember what I'm talking about? I don't remember what the topic was, but I remember the instance and I remember the stream. The point is that you can absolutely share information in terms of like DC sharing that information with the gaining ground and him keeping it under wraps. Like, of course, he was going to keep it under wraps because gaining ground is not a fucking terrible human being. So he's just acting with DC the way he always has. You know what I mean? I don't think that gaining ground acting like a good person with DC, I don't think it spells that they're friends or alliances. I think what it spells is that gaining ground is a good person with everybody, you know? So I think you can be civil, you can be cordial with somebody without it meaning that you're friends, without there meaning that there's a trust there. Do you know what I mean? That's the point. And I just what really fucks me up is how my opinion was taken as an act of war for a woman who has displayed these type of characteristics and far worse for so long. Like, I don't understand why Strawberry Douche was so willing to come in here, take my opinion so personally. Like, it was just strange. Like, and at the end of the day, I was right. She was telling me I was malicious for assuming that it was Gaining Ground or Belinda. And here we go. Of course it was one of them. Who the fuck else would it be? Like, come on, man. People need to get honest with themselves. People need to stop forgetting about the past. Like, you don't need to forget about the past if you want to support DC Media Girl now. Like, you're allowed to do that. But it doesn't change everything else that has occurred. It doesn't change everything that has been done. And another thing too, and Gaining Ground spoke on this, and I'm pretty sure Belinda has as well. Gaining Ground, Belinda, myself, anybody, you can also forgive these people for yourself. Because like when you forgive somebody, you do it for you. You don't do it for them. So you can forgive these people as a way to grow and move on personally. And that also doesn't mean that you're best friends or allies. Like, it always shocks me that people need to be told this, you know? Petty Enigma says, I understand, but DC is not cordial or civil. There should be an exception with her. She hurts people, period. DC needs to just not be given any recognition. See, now I agree with you when it comes to that, Petty Enigma, to a certain degree. Now, I personally, I have been cordial. I have been fair with her, and I always will be. But there was a line that I drew in the sand for myself. And I'll give you an example. Like, do you remember? I've spoken about this publicly, and I even called out to DC in stream. I said, I was like, oh my God, something happened that only you and I would understand the reference or the relevance to. I wish I could tell you about this so we could laugh about it together. And through Gaining Ground, she said, oh, email me or something. For me personally, that's a line too far for me. Like, too much has been done where I did not feel comfortable. Like, of course, I'll be cordial with her. She can come in my chat if she wants to. We can have conversations. But for me, it was a line too far to even hit her up an email to have that conversation. Listen, I wish things were different. I wish I could have that conversation with her. I wish she wasn't with somebody like Negs. I wish she would take accountability for all of the disgusting things that she has sat by and been complacent with in terms of Negs. If she was willing to do that, then I think I would be willing to have the kind of relationship where I would email with her on a personal level, but other than it's a line too far for me, you know? Shella Bell says 3 is where he talks about knowing about the hearing. Okay, thank you. But I wanna listen to that too. But if you know the timestamp, what I was really interested in was the timestamp where Gaining Ground mentions when he was exercising or doing the treadmill or something, when he was listening to DC and he heard her say those 2 words, friends and alliances, and then he immediately texted Belinda because he knew it was gonna happen. That's really the timestamp that I want, but thank you, we're gonna watch that part as well. 3946, hold on. 3946. 3946, 3946. All right.
Who's she in alliance with? Is she working with Gigi? Is she working with Belinda? And I'm like, I told Belinda last week, I'm not entertaining any of it. My days of entertainment.
Oh, I can tell that it was close. Let me go back a little bit. It sounds like the part that I'm actually looking for is a little bit before this. Hold on.
Stupidity. I'm like, I stream didn't make a like day the 1st with pencil neck Vagine tragic. It was for a restraining order EPO. I forget what it was called, but
Am I
something in other
right?
words, like it had to do with that 911 call that a tragic totally didn't make about the attic being on fire in mid-May. So she did a stream last week, and during that stream, she mentioned, shut up, Kate. During that stream, she mentioned how she had told some people about the upcoming hearing, and she thanks them for not spilling the beans. Somehow, this snowballs.
Here we go.
Into who's she in alliance with? Is she working with Gigi? Is she working with Belinda? And I'm like, I told Belinda last week, I'm not entertaining any of it. My days of entertaining stupidity are over. The only thing I'm entertaining
Oh,
is
wait, where? I'm looking for the part. Doesn't he say it very close to this? Hold on. Am I
call out for
bugging?
Charlie some more. Charlie! Because French Fry Girl would have already jumped down anyone. Nothing to say about the Bodega's anti-Semitic video, which Sam was nothing. There's no one about how I don't need this. There's Shanting Yang. Anti-nuts. Where is she? Where? I know that she had a court hearing last Monday, the 1st, with pencil neck Vagine tragic. It was for a restraining order EPO. I forget what it was called, but
My bad, guys. I think it's later in the stream where he says what I'm thinking of. So let's just go to 39, what she said, and listen to that part.
Attribute evidence to it? No. Did I encourage it? Nope. I found out after it was filed. Did I provide any valuable information that would have assisted with it? Nope. The hearing was about a restraining order that was related to the Connorsville phone call, police fire truck. And she told me, she was like, hey, I'm taking Tragic to court for restraining order. I said, good for you. Things that I'm working towards, goals. I got my own things going with the subpoenas and stuff. I'm making assumptions that the number belongs to his, but whoever belongs to that number is going to be facing some questions. It's got to be his number because he's the one who used it to order the pizza, but we'll see what happens when those subpoenas finally fucking come back. So so she told me she's doing, but I didn't offer anything to assist with this. She just said, "Oh," and I didn't tell anybody. I wasn't going to make content out of it. It's none of my business. Just like I wouldn't want anyone to make content if I told somebody about a secret court thing that I was doing. So people apparently lost their minds. There's been boycotts. Why are you allowing her in your chats? Why are you not blocking her? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, have a great night, BB. Thanks for the super chat. I'll put it up at the end. And I'm just like, I don't understand what the big deal is if she comes in this chat. I encouraged all of you to cuss her out, didn't I? Because she can take it. I said, I'm not telling you to be nice to her. If you want to come in here and cuss her out, my moderators will not block you. But I don't see the need to block her because I've said 1,000 times, I've forgiven, I've moved on from all that shit. I don't forget. But I've moved on from it all. Like, if she wants to come in this chat.
To me, that's the most important point. You know what he said? everything he said, I agree with, but he doesn't forget. To me, that is the most important point. And I think that's the most important point for everybody, all of us. Like, you can't forget. If you want to support her, that's your business. That's your business. That's even your decision to make. But you can't forget, and you can't expect anybody to forget. Like, it's just not a smart thing to do. It's just not. Like, maybe today they have a shared enemy. But what about tomorrow? What about next month? Because everybody knows that everything is ever changing. Alliances are being swapped back and forth. Things change by the day in this space. So it is always best for self-preservation alone to remember who you're dealing with, to remember how these people have treated others, and not only treated others, but treated you in the past. And it's again a really an amazing thing that Gaining Ground touches on in his live stream as well, is something that I agree with 100%, that now is the time. Like, if there was ever a good time to acknowledge the mistakes you've made in the past and apologize for them, now is the time to do it. Now is your chance to get any amount of good faith. Like, because now is when people are going to be the most willing to do it, because of the way that you've been wronged by a common enemy, you know? That's why I said, and Gaining Ground agreed and said it all through his live stream as well. Negs really made a huge mistake doing this live stream, saying the things that he said, doubling down, continuing to mock and antagonize Silvana, continuing to double down with the fact that he didn't do it. And I would love to know, what does DC have to say about it? Like, how does she explain that now? Because I think I've heard that people have told me that DC has recently apologized for some of the behaviors that she's done. And if so, that's great. That's what you should do. But has she addressed her support of the revenge porn when she said it herself? I said in my own live stream, I said one of the things that I was disappointed and surprised about the most when it came to DC, she said, if I ever find out that Negs really did engage in revenge porn, I will be the first to tell him how fucked up he was to do so. But then the moment that it was proven that he absolutely had, she stood by his side and lied along with him, trying to pawn off that a crude picture of his own ass, where they literally drew with a fucking marker the same mole on the original picture. They really together tried to pass it off like it had always been his ass. Ugh. Like, I wonder, how would she explain her behavior? Has she apologized for that? Because that's one of the most egregious things she's done. Like I've said, I can any human being can almost understand somebody acting out if they're doing it for revenge, which I'm sure she would argue that a lot of her doxing and fucked behavior was done for revenge purposes. So, whatever, let's put that into a different category. But when it comes to what was done to Silvana had never done a fucking thing to DC or to Negs. Like I said, all she had ever done, the reason why she was on bad terms with Negs in the first place, is because she had the fucking audacity and made the mistake of telling him the truth that he didn't want to fucking hear. He said, Silvana said to him, you are turning on the wrong people. She defended me, Gaining Ground, and Belinda. And because she did this, she became an enemy. So what was done to Silvana by both Negs and DC, it wasn't even out of revenge. So there's no, there's no way I can look at this situation and understand it from any fucking angle. Do you know what I mean? Tank Girl says he absolutely did revenge porn. That is why I'll always call Clara a dusty old cunt for standing by her man. Listen, she stands by her man in so many different ways that's a mistake. Like, to me, I'll say again, it was very telling that DC has been so active in Gaining Ground's chats recently, but of course she was visibly absent when he was reacting to his ridiculous, fucking delusional, dishonest live stream that was aimed at me, that Gaining Ground covered last night. She wasn't there. It was very telling. To me, that doesn't look like somebody who's trying to take accountability or trying to change. It does not look like that at all. I mean, exactly that. Catherine says, I don't understand. Nobody controlled her. Clara told, and Gigi said he doesn't care for a relationship, and that's that. Yeah, I mean, I think we've moved on. I think we've moved on from that, Catherine. I think it's clear to see there are going to be people that can't handle that. There are going to be some amount of people that are like, you know what? I can't even she's fucked up in so many ways that I can't even understand why you would talk to her cordially in chat. And they're welcome to their opinions. That's not how I feel about it. I know that's not how most of you feel about it, but there are going to be people that feel that way. But yeah, he has made it very clear from the beginning how he feels, what he's doing. And like I said, like, it's not out of character for Gaining Ground to be a good person and to not fucking leak something that someone has shared in confidence. That's what he does. That's how he's going to treat anybody, be it friend or foe or anything in between. So Midwest Wicked says, I'm behind, but I think DC meant Mandy and Sean as her friends. No. Midwest Wicked, you are behind. Gaining Ground admitted in his live stream last night that she was talking about Gaining Ground. It was Gaining Ground is the one that she had shared those documents with. That was very clear to see. It was crazy to me, anybody who tried to argue that she could be or was talking about somebody else. Like, it was obvious, it was very clear that she meant either Belinda, Gaining Ground, or both of them. That was clear. Vintage Camera Girl says Silvana was in the way. That's why DC hates her. Negs likes her. That was enough for DC. I mean, yeah, that's obviously what it is. And I don't even know if in the way is the issue because DC is with him. Silvana, they never had a real relationship. They never met in real life. I think what the real problem is that, and I can understand this, the problem is that she's a younger woman who there was a sexual mutual attraction between them. So it's like DC by definition just hates Silvana. Now I can understand, I can understand that. But what I can't understand is you being a-okay with him revenge porning her. Like, it shows the kind of person that someone is. There's a lot of things. I speak really boldly in terms of, you know, I will usually I'll accept anybody who's willing to acknowledge their mistakes and vow to do different and make a conscious effort to do different. But there's also certain mistakes that one can make that forever it makes you aware that they are a certain type of person. Do you know what I'm saying with that? Like, she has shown in many ways that she is a particular type of woman, you know? Wait, I don't understand what you're talking about. Hold on. I think I'm confused. I don't know. Shellbell says, I just don't get why she did that. To test Gigi? I don't think so. Shellbell says, why would she share that with Gigi just like that? I think she shared it with Gain and Ground because she's aware that he can be trusted. And listen, it's very clear to me, like I said in the last stream, it's very clear to me that she has something to gain by getting in good with Gaining Ground with anybody. She only has to gain by getting in good with these people and their communities. So of course she's going to want to do that. Ooh, what do you mean by that, vintage camera girl? I don't know what you mean by that, vintage camera girl. Darmaru says she wants Gigi to like her. I mean, that could be it, definitely. That could have been like a peace offering. It could have been, I don't know. Truth, I think what it was is that uh she was sharing information about somebody because they've both been targeted by the same individual. I think that's what it really boils down to. I think they were both targeted by the same individual. So they were sharing information just for, you know how things go. She's collecting the gays again. You know what's fucked up? It's so fucked up and it is a bit unfair, but it's her own choice. Like, Negs being essentially tied to DC the way that he is, it is very unfair to her, but it's her own decision, man. She chooses to sit idly by and say nothing and do nothing. She won't even call him out. Like if he's lying directly in front of her face. You can't trust somebody like that. You genuinely can't. You know what it is? I'll never understand. First of all, thank you for your compliment, Sam Legal Expert. But you know what I will never understand why people take a differing opinion as such an act of war. I just don't understand. He can't handle being called out. I mean, yes, that is absolutely true, Shelbell. That's why I don't understand. Like, again, very similar advice, very similar commentary that we had just before. That's why I don't understand why he wants to make his entire career the internet. If you cannot handle being held accountable for your own words, if you can't handle being called out, maybe you shouldn't be on the fucking internet at all. But it's like, both of them, everybody all around. It's all about rules, different set of rules. I'm going to live by a different set of rules that I hold everybody else to. It's so crazy. And like, am I wrong? Is it more prevalent in this particular space? It sure feels like it is, but I don't know if the people in this space are just more malicious and vindictive in general, or because it seems like most humans have a problem with that. It seems like the outliers, like the exception to the rule, seems to be those who are okay to disagree and can do so like in a humane and an adult manner. I don't know if it's just this space or if it's humans in general, But it's unfortunate because how can we learn otherwise? Vintage Camera Girl says she took out the extensions, cut her hair, got new glasses, Started wearing nice clothes versus old t-shirts. She looks like her old self. And Negs crack about her reminding him of a grandma. Whoa. So wait, are you saying, listen, I wish that was the case. That's what you meant by the comment that I put on before. You think that she may be making a mad dash for the fucking exit sign? Like, listen, I wish. He has done nothing but been a detriment to her fucking pocketbook, to her online persona, to her as a person. And like I said too, while we were reacting to his delusions, he looks to her as a mother, as a caregiver. And he's dishonest about it. He doesn't appreciate he doesn't even appreciate the ways that she enables him and his behavior and the money that she has given him and bankrolled him and his store. He didn't respect it because he didn't earn it. That's why it failed the way that it did, you know? What up, Dad? Vintage Camera Girl says, I've seen it happen before. When a woman is done with their man, they treat themselves better, especially when the dude has been bringing them down. I don't know, man. I don't know in this particular case. And Sama, wasn't it you that said, was it you, Sama, or it was somebody? I think it was you. Somebody said that they looked, it had to be you, Sama. I think it was you who said that you looked into DC's chart and that it looks like her horoscope chart, and it looks like they're going to be together for the long haul unless something really out of the ordinary happens, like he cheats on her or he leaves her or something like that. Was that you that said that, Sama? I think so too. I've thought that from the start. I mean, it's clear. Sam Legal Expert says, I think she's afraid to lose him. I think she'll do it's clear that she's afraid to lose him because of what she's willing to do to keep him and to stay on his good side. It's all very telling to me. You thought I was You thought I was talking about gaining ground when I said dad? No, my dad is this guy. This is my father. I call him dad. I didn't mean gaining ground. That's so funny you thought that. Scrange says her pride won't let her leave either. Yeah, I mean, I think we all knew. I think we all knew that she was really lonely, that she was really desperate for, you know, for a relationship with a man. And I think it made her feel a certain way because he was younger. And at the time, he had just come off like an internet high, like he was on a high note. It's very sad. It's all so sad. It's so crazy. What I become aware of, the more I interact with other people, especially in this space, you become aware of how much no, first of all, how much mental illness there is, how much loneliness there is, how many character deficits there are, what people are willing to do. It's all very interesting. It's all very sad at times. It was you. Okay, I thought so. Sama says, I spoke about their synastry in more detail in this stream on Deadly Content. Yo, do you have the timestamp? I want to hear it. Sama, can you tell us the timestamp? I want to play it right now because I want to hear it myself. Let me go. Hold on, let me unshare this first. I want to hear it myself. Wait, no. Oh, yeah, this is the one. All right, hold on. Come on, hurry up. It's taking the chat forever to catch up. There we go. Oh, you just linked the channel, not the video, Sama. Sama, what? You just linked the channel, not the video. What video is it? Like, what was the title of it? Was it her most recent? Let me look. I don't know. Are you answering? No, wait, Sama, not only the timestamp, but you gave me the link to her channel, not to the video. You linked the channel, not the video. No, let me show you what came up. Let me show you what came up when I clicked the link that she put in chat. She put the wrong link. So it's just she gave me the entire channel, not the video's link. If you go from up here, see where my cursor is? If you go from up here, this is the link to the channel. But if you're giving the link to the stream, you'll get it on the video specifically. Okay, future self. All right. Let me just first see if I can find it this way. And it's a live stream, right? Not a video. Was it recent? I'll just use your link. Fuck it. Let me unshare that. It's called Future Self. All right, here we go. Ooh, okay. Let me share this one now. I'm so interested to hear what you say about that. Present this. Here we go. Oh, Sammy, you don't want me to play it? If you don't want me to play it, I won't. Sama says, Sama said she hates her voice. Don't play it right here. Do you mean that, Sama, or do you mind if I play it? I do not want to make you uncomfortable for at all. I'm sure her voice is fine too. But I don't know if she means it. I don't want to make her uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. She's looking for the timestamp. She said, I'm looking for the timestamp. I don't start for at least a half hour, I think, because I had some issues with my birds that evening. Should we look for it too? Is it like a half? You said like a half hour in? Oh, look, it's on screen.
Pegs, your anus is eclipsed. Okay.
So Uranus.
Well, I just want to make
Uranus.
what I liked what you were saying, Soma, how like everything. That's kind of how I.
And wow, you guys did this 10 months ago, and you were talking about, is this DC's chart that's on screen right now? Is that her chart though, or is you just looking at a bunch of people's charts? I would assume that it's probably while the chart is on the screen, right? So that at least gives a baseline as to when to look, right?
Superior to everybody, and that she shouldn't have to work, that people should kind of just give him money.
Well, that's that narcissistic fucking streak that runs throughout it all. This is what I'm saying about even at his most altruistic fucking moments, that prevails throughout it all. Like there's this thread of narcissism that, you know, I've seen it for myself with him.
Who are you talking? You're talking about Ron's right now? Is that who you guys are talking about? Let me go a little bit further.
He does not receive very well, so that
Yeah,
they may be
not even
together
the
for a lot.
slightest bit of criticism. Yeah, you know, you have to treat him with kid gloves, even when it's really constructive criticism, even when it's going to benefit him. You have to really, like, as somebody said before about DC. I remember this is going back quite a while ago, but somebody said in somebody's chat about, I bet DC has to walk on eggshells, and I agreed with them, and I said, you're absolutely fucking right. And she even displayed that herself on one stream. I remember there was somebody that was reviewing one of her streams, and she was
I mean, that's pretty apparent just by just by what she doesn't say. And I've got like, these are the reasons why, like, at the same time, while I can admit that she's a grown woman and she makes her own decisions, she makes her own choices, it can't be an easy fucking world to live in where you have to constantly be walking on eggshells for the person that you're with, you know?
stating that, like, you know, if he's not in a certain mood, that she just
things.
she just stays to herself, or, you know, navigates it, or they have their own.
Oh, hold on, I want to say thank you to my dad. Oh, Dad. My dad just donated and said, for the internet, I have a lot of respect for you for not being afraid to go against popular opinion, even when you might get flack for it. Keep going strong. Thank you so much, Dad. Thank you so much for your support and your kind words. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. The compliment means a lot to me. And also, thank you for the donation for the internet. I don't know if we're going to make it this month because it's coming rapidly. And with your donation, I've only raised like $37. So I do not have confidence that, I mean, so if you want to support the channel, please do. But I do not think we're going to make it this month for the high speed internet. But I appreciate you, Dad. And that will go in the bank and it will save it up for whenever I can.
Own space, and I kind of agree with her, because let's be honest, you know, as humans, we're not always feeling each other, or our moods fluctuate. Then even when you live with a partner, you know, you can clash with them or whatnot, and you do end up like, oh, give each other a wide berth that day or whatnot. You know, that is normal. That, like, these things are not like, oh, just for Negs and DC. They are normal things, but it's how much that she would have to do that, let's say. That's the thing that would play on a relationship, is the percentage of that. If you're doing the lion's share of something, that's when it starts to take its toll on anyone.
Yeah,
you know,
he's come online and I mean said as much. He said he's, you know, gotten in arguments. He got really mad and it took a really long time to calm down because someone told him the truth about something that he just couldn't handle. He's like admitted as much, and you could tell it was very clear that it was DC talking to him.
Yeah, but you got to realize, Lex, that she would have been in on all of that stuff. No moves would have been made without her. In fact, she's probably the one that came up with most of this fucking plan. Don't you think it for a moment? You know, she's got all these like corrupt plans and how to get one up on people, and you know, she spent a lifetime in politics now with fucking corrupt individuals. Come on. And she would definitely lead the charge on all this stuff. If anything was done, it would be on her say so like that. He wouldn't just take her fucking shit like that. No.
I don't know if I agree with that in terms of like the Negs and DC thing. I think I really don't think that she would be capable of pointing him in any particular direction. Like I think she could gently try and persuade, but I don't think even she has the ability to, I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Do you think that do you see her as some grand mastermind? Like, do you think, because I don't know. I mean, of course, she's probably capable of that. What do you think, Sama? I'm so curious. I want to get to your part. I'm so curious. I want to get to the part where you describe what her chart has to say about her personality. What do you think, Sama? Sama says, essentially, Mima is very emotionally driven and he's emotionally unstable. He's captivated her planets with his Jupiter, Kazimitrine, Pluto, and Lempo. I don't know what any of that means. Scrange says Negs runs the show. I get that. I get that too. Like that's what I think is going on as well. I think that the show would be better run if he allowed her to run it. Do you know what I mean? I think that if she was willing to voice her opinion and he was willing to listen to it, I think they would both be in a better situation under those circumstances. Donis says she plants a seed, waters it, feeds it until it grows, and then Ron thinks it's his own idea. I mean, listen, Donis, if you speak to, old women, like, how women used to talk about their wives back in the day, that's what most wives will tell you they do to their husband. That's the best way to manipulate a man, is to try and trick him into thinking it was his idea in the first place. That's just old grandma advice. That's the kind of good, solid, been married for 87 fucking years. And this is how I dealt with grandpa's shit for so long. That's like old Grammy poo advice, So I think most women do that to a certain degree, Scrange says, just with his emotional abuse, if he's not getting his way, he does things to make her bend. I mean, that is apparent to me as well, Scrange. That is so fucking apparent to me. And Zoe Wynn is asking, I don't know if you see this, Sama, but Zoe Wynn is asking if you do charts for people. Sama, can we just take a minute to really all talk about how wonderful Sama is? I know I say this often, but Sama really has been such an excellent moderator for me. Like, she is always here. She's always so helpful for no fucking reason other than just being a good person. And also, what made me lead into that is, Sama has offered to do my chart for me so many times, and never asks me or expects me to pay for it, never expects anything in return. Can we just all say that Sama she's an amazing person. She's been an amazing friend. She's been an amazing moderator. And let's just all appreciate Sama. She's amazing. Sama says, the discussion about DC isn't the most clear in that stream, but I thought that something big would distance her from him a bit, which it did physically. But she's not letting him go anytime soon. Yeah, I think you said that in my chat. Always welcoming to new viewers. She really is the best moderator. She is the most, and I hope I don't offend anybody else when I say this, but she is legitimately the best moderator I've ever had because she really does. She's here and on point and posting links, helping me out, steering me in the right direction like it's a fucking paid job. And I don't expect this of you, Sama, but I sure as fuck appreciate it. And Silvana, please don't be offended. Like, you and I are friends, but Sama really, she has made it a point to be here every time, all the time, and for no reason. You know what I mean? I don't know how she does it either, dude. I genuinely have no idea how she, no matter what, even listen to this. You know what happened the other day? I was about to go live. Like, the clicker was about to turn the time, and I thought Sama wasn't going to come. So I posted the links in my chat myself right before, as I'm about to press enter for me to post it myself. Sama fucking appears and she posts the links instead. It was so crazy. It was such crazy timing. But I mean it. She's literally here every time, all the time, on point. Oh, you started mine. Just been having a lot of things going on lately, but it usually takes me a couple hours to fully analyze a chart. I know you sent me the picture. I had no idea how to analyze it. And listen, you don't have to do it. I hate to ask anything more of you, Sama. But I appreciate you being willing to. I really do. She's a witch. That's how she knows everything and she's always here. Does she have 15 monitors? I don't know. Sometimes it seems like she does because she's so fucking efficient. She's the best. Griv King says, I found out why DC hates Sama so much. Sama has kept her magical powers in this timeline, and DC lost hers in 1692. Yo, no, I mean, I think it's pretty clear why DC hates Sama so much. It's because Sama in the beginning was very vocal, calling DC's shit out. And this was in the beginning, guys. This is in the beginning when it was just regular like, oh, you're a hypocrite type of, you know what I mean? Sama was just vocal in calling out her hypocrisy and some of the disgusting things that she would say. That's what it is. That's genuinely what it is. I know, dude, she's always so good with everything. I'm telling you, I cannot stress enough. She mods in this joint like it's a fucking paid job. It's crazy, and I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. So, Sama, you don't think I read your thing. Hold on. Sama says, I didn't even call her out really in the beginning. I called out the hypocrisy of Hater Nation, read Charlie Gold. Meemaw didn't like what I was discussing with Lame Goth Mom. Is that what it is? Holy shit. And yo, Sama, you know what I don't know, or if I don't remember? Were you ever a supporter of DC's? I was not sure if you were once a supporter of hers and then saw the light, or were you never a supporter of hers? See, I didn't know that. She didn't. This all stems from a conversation that she didn't like that you were having with Lame Goth Mom. Oi. You know what I remember about Lame Goth Mom? Oh, so unfortunate, because she was, what I remember of her, she seemed to be like a pretty chill person. But do you guys remember? Like, I ended up having to publicly call her shit out. She said some really reckless shit, like racial shit. I'll never forget. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm not going to say it here, but I'll never forget some of the most disgusting words that she used. Like, it was common and regular and fucking normal and acceptable Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you remember what I'm talking about in terms of Lame Goth Mom? I won't repeat it here. Sama says, I was probably on Meemaw's radar for being vocal against Charlie Gold. I never was a supporter. I quietly subscribed for like a week and quietly unsubscribed. Okay. I knew there was something like that. But you know what's very interesting about that, Sama? I don't know what, I do not know what changed in DC. Because DC, like for those of you who don't know, like me and DC Media Girl's past history, DC Media Girl used to be a supporter of mine. She used to be a subscriber to my channel. She used to watch my videos and even defend me. This is why she defended me. When I made that first video that was so controversial, calling out Charlie Gold as a hypocrite, her first response, her initial and first response was to make a community post and say, hey, I respect her. She is entitled to her opinion like everybody else. But I think she said something like, I also respect Charlie Gold, la 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 la. Just seemingly a very different person and a very different reaction to the person that we see today. So I don't, where did it all go wrong, man? Where the fuck did it all go wrong? No, where did you send it to me, Eric? What did you send me? Oh, Eric, what did you send me? I just looked at Twitter. You can't mean Twitter. Sama says, I subbed after she made the video about Amy Ramadan and some documents to try and follow along, but she wasn't my cup of tea. Ask Texas, Savannah, Suzanka. Yo, whatever happened to Suzanka? Yo, the moment you said that word, like I can remember her profile picture. I remember saying her name all the time. What the fuck happened to Suzanka? I was never in her comments / chats on Twitter. Dude, I just checked my Twitter. I don't have a message from you, Eric. Oh, wait. You mean the last one? Oh, Eric, I'm not going to talk about that. No, Eric, that would be a mistake to talk about that. I don't talk about those people at all unless it somehow intertwines with a more important topic or situation. I would never talk about that publicly, Eric. I think that would be a mistake. Who loves FFG, Lil Boots? Who are you talking about? What do you mean? No, it's okay, Eric. I'm sure you were just looking out, and I appreciate it 100%. I'm sure you were just looking out. I get it. Lil Boots, who are you talking about, though? What do you mean? Who loves FFG? So, no, the fuck she does not. No. We lost Suzanka to the fucking... We lost her to the gunt, man. Oh, you break my heart. How could you? There are so many different directions we could have lost her in, and that's the one. Ah, that sucks. And that's really interesting too, because I remember her being here, like being a pretty vocal and familiar part of, like, you know, my anti-hypocrisy campaign. Little Boot says she spurged out in Belinda's members chat once. About what? Do you remember about what? And why in her members chat? Why would she fucking spurg out there? That's weird. That is super fucking weird. Oh, about FFG? Like what? Defending her? Defending her? Or what? Holy shit, guys. Oh my God. Guys, holy shit. Oh my God. I just got a donation. Oh my God. See, now this person told me who they are. I just got a really generous donation, guys. I just got such a generous donation that this person has made it absolutely possible that we are definitely going to make the goal for the internet. And this person has told me who they are, but has been asked me to leave them anonymous, which I will definitely respect. But thank you so fucking much. This is unbelievably generous and kind of you. I can't even believe you did that. I'm so fucking filled with gratitude. That is so amazing. Can we, guys, all in chat, can we all please thank this anonymous supporter together, even though they don't want to be named? But can we just, so they can see it, just thank you so much. They have single-handedly ensured that these streams continue with really great internet. And that's so amazing. I'm so fucking grateful. That's so lovely. It's always Kate, isn't it? Every time we don't know who somebody is or what they may be doing, it is definitely always fucking Kate. Without a shadow of a doubt. Yo, Kate, were you there? I think you were there. I was gonna say, did you see that in Negs's fucking reaction to me, you caught some fucking strays for no fucking good reason at all? Kate Winslet caught some fucking strays from Negs. I don't even know why. Ay, ay, ay. That whole thing was so fucking ridiculous. Oh, that's just funny. Dude, that's such a funny message. Somebody just donated to the Cash App and said, Eric, is that you? I think Eric just donated to the Cash App and said, for a wireless bra because it's too hot today. The fuck? Thank you for your generosity and your kindness. But what does that mean? Why a wireless bra because it's hot? How about a wireless bra because wireless bras are fucking inhumane female torture devices and you don't wear them because they suck in all weather? Man. Isn't it oddly specific? Eric, as a man, I have to ask you, especially since you're here, what makes you think that an underwire bra is going to be worse on a hot day? An underwire bra is bad all days. That shit will make you feel like you have a broken rib and are having a light heart attack all at the same time. That shit is torture. Was my mic fucked up sounding? Because it just disconnected me. They heat up? I mean, definitely. Depending on the size of your bazooms, them shits can be fucking heating devices all of their own, man. Yo, did you ever see those TikToks? These ladies are amazing. Did you ever see those TikToks where those really big busted women, they put a broom under their tits and they hold the broom with their humongous bazooms? Like, I can probably do that with like a toothbrush or like a chopstick, but I don't think my boobs are big enough where I could do that with a fucking broom. You know? I think we've had this conversations, Lil Boots. I think you have let us know that you are in the humongous bazooms club. Little Boot says, I got an underwire on my bathing suit top. They're necessary for big boobs. Really? That is so fucked up and unfortunate. I would imagine it hurts you all the same. I would imagine that it probably hurts you most of all. No? What about a sports bra? Does a sports bra not suffice? But wait, I have a question for you though too. No spoons, only knives says, as a big-breasted person in this heat, all bras are torture. Let me tell you this though. Tell me if you agree on this. Sometimes, especially in the heat, sometimes your boobs can be too unwieldy and it can end up being uncomfortable and even more hot if they are flanging about unencumbered and out of place. Like for me sometimes, like I will purposely wear a tight top, like usually a really tight tank top that has like one of those built-in bralettes inside to keep them contained, because if I'm just letting them flang about in the fucking heat, it can make me feel even more sweaty. Do you guys agree on that? Shell Bell says, I agree. As a big booby having person, my bras are soaked at the end of the day. Do you want to know something? Guys, do you know what I'm starting to realize? Especially since we have these type of conversations often, I'm beginning to absolutely understand why so many were feeling so uncomfortable with Russ in chat. Like I can absolutely, like, as we were having this conversation and as some of the women in here were talking about their own bras and their own boobs and stuff like that, all I could think of was who would be hesitating to participate in this conversation if Russ was here, because they would have potentially been uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And it's fucked up. I get it. Nipples go for a walk. But do you agree, can it be even worse sometimes if you don't keep them contained in the heat? Mukbang Anonymous says, yup, we need towels made for tucking in our bras and soaking up booby sweat. Tommy R says, I'm just staying quiet. I know nothing about bras, lol. You're always so the best, though, Tommy. You are so... And I think this is, aren't you? Because I think you're a father of a daughter too. You are always so appropriate. Like, I feel so comfortable saying anything in front of you and to you. And I know that a lot of other people feel the same. You are always so appropriate with your responses and even with your communication of when it's like when it's not a time for you to speak, like in terms of bras and stuff. You're the best dad. You're the best dad a girl could ask for. Let me tell you. Because he's so I think he is a dad. They're called you guys are making this up, right? That's just something you call it. There's no way. You guys are serious? Is there legitimately a fucking product made for soaking up booby sweat? I'm gonna look it up right now. Stop. You're not a creeper. You're good too, Eric. You're always appropriate and the best. My mic is fucked up. Shit. Are you saying my mic is fucked up? Hold on. No, it sounds fine to me. Yeah, I mean, my mic sounds fine. I don't know if that's what you meant. Dude, is that a real thing? Kate Winslet says, you ever seen marathon runners that start bleeding from their nips? Yo, first of all, I can't believe that's a thing, but the moment that I read it, I immediately became aware that it is definitely possible, probably because of the friction, right? Like, yo, nipples are incredibly sensitive. So I would imagine that, just the motion of running would make the friction go back and forth on the nippular area, and that would make them bleed, dude. Holy shit, I'm about to look this up. Hold, guys. Hold, please. Nipples bleeding from running. Holy shit. It was the first fucking option on Google. It auto-filled it immediately. All right, guys, listen to this. Listen to what Google has to say. First option. Bleeding nipples from running is a common injury called runner's nipple or jogger's nipple that's caused by chafing. Chafing can occur when skin rubs against fabric or skin, and it's especially common for long distance runners. It can happen at any time of year, but it's more likely in cold weather. When nipples are erect, or in hot or wet weather, when shirts are sweaty. Certain materials like cotton can also cause more friction and lead to chafing. Holy hell in a fucking handbasket. That's amazing. That is fucking amazing. uh I blame Eric says, "Oh my god, did you guys hear about the woman who kept having orgasms to the point?" Yes, I did. I saw that documentary. I saw Yes, definitely. Absolutely. I've seen that. That was on the TLC. Dude, he's being so serious, Daimaru. He is genuinely being fucking serious. If you're interested in it and you want to watch it, just type it in. TLC did a special about it. It's like, and they show her on camera. And when you look at her face, it looks like she is in pain. And the way that she describes it is that she is having constant, uncontrollable, unstoppable orgasms around the clock, all day, every day, no matter what. I'm telling you guys, he's for real. And all you need to do, go type it into YouTube. There was a TLC special about it. And this particular woman, she's not the only one who's ever suffered with this particular condition. Doctors have no idea where it stems from. They don't know if it's like a brain chemistry thing or if it's actually a physical thing. But if you've never seen it, I suggest you go and watch. It's pretty interesting. Hold on a second, guys. Give me one sec. All right. All right, I think I'm going to go now, guys. I'm going to go. There is a chance that we may reconvene later tonight, depending on some things. So we may reconvene later, and definitely, I'm pretty sure Gaining Ground is doing his live stream at. Let me make sure. I want to give you a proper and real time. Hold on. I think he's doing the part 2 Oh, it's not today, it's tomorrow, guys. My bad. I'm sorry I lied to you. Gaining Grounds live stream, the Negs versus Angry Pistachio Part 2 is 7:10 at 4 p.m. Man, I'm so upset. I thought it was today. My bad, guys. So like I said, we may reconvene here together later. I'm not sure yet, but I will let you know. And that's it. Again, thank you, Sama, for always being an excellent mod. Thank you to everyone who's donated and to the anonymous, not anonymous to me, but anonymous donator who was so very generous. I appreciate everybody. And I'll see you later. Good night, guys. Not good night. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.